Well, yes, my name is Jacques van Reenen. I was born and raised in Durban. Spent most of my life in Johannesburg raising our family with my wife Christine. We have 3 children and 2 grandchildren, and we love life. We love people. We love reaching out to people, blessing lives. And in January of 2016, we moved here from Johannesburg to George and settled here. And fell in love with George way before we moved here, of course, but we love living here. We love the lifestyle. We love the people. And my involvement with rugby, I think, originates in the womb. I think I loved rugby even before I came to Earth. But yes, from a very young age, of course, being exposed to rugby, enjoyed playing rugby, coached my son playing rugby at school, and then had the privilege of getting involved at UJ, University of Johannesburg, with the Varsity Cup team there with an amazing group of people. And then, of course, when we moved here, I got involved with the SWD Eagles, and we had some wonderful experiences and some success there. Of course, as you know, in 2018, with the Currie Cup victory there in the championship. And during this time, I was also invited to come and help out at the George Rugby Club, which I did. I served in various capacities in the club. I've carried water onto the field. I've swept and mopped the floors, and I've rubbed shoulders with amazing men and women. And that's the thing that we really love is just the people, how we are able to reach out, work with people, and just build human capital. And then, of course, these young players, reaching out to them in various ways, blessing their lives, uplifting them, edifying them. And so that's just in short how we ended up in George and just the involvement with the club. That's a great question, thank you. So yes, as you said, this is a very unique club. In fact, it's probably the only club that has these dynamics. We're obviously relying heavily on the communities to come and play here with us, but we're not based in the community. So our players don't walk to the field. They have to make massive sacrifices to get to the field, to come and train, and even to get to the matches. So we have obviously reached out to the community in various ways. These are the wonderful people whose lives we want to bless, and they bless one another's lives as they come out and come and play and come and enjoy rugby and learn from the coaches and that kind of thing. But I think to answer the other part of your question, we are a very diverse club. In fact, I would probably say that it's probably the most diverse club of all the clubs around here. We have players from all over the place, and that is one of the strengths that we have, is the diversity. Players from everywhere. And I think that as we have taken one another's hands and as we've united as a club in that way, we've been able to draw on the strengths from every single individual, because at the end of the day, we are all individuals. Yes, we're a collective, we're a team, but that team is made up obviously of individuals. And so we've embraced the qualities, the strengths, even the weaknesses of all those individuals, and we've put it together and we've made it better. So in getting players to the field, even the management and the coaches and other fellow players go to great lengths to get players to the field, to help their buddies to get to the field. And we are very excited about the future and about the prospects. So this is just the beginning. That's a very good question. It's a complex question, but let me just start by saying this. We, in our vision, are not setting our goals on any finals or cups or trophies. At this stage, our vision is to unite the club to build it strong from the base. There have been some things in the past that I think have made us weak, but those things we want to turn into strengths. And so we want to learn from the past, plan for the future, but live in the present. And so therefore, there are some things that we're going to be doing very differently. But to come back to the coaching staff, we have obviously our director of rugby, who's Anton Leonard. I think he needs no introduction as an ex-Springbok and coach. And then we have Jonathan Guerta, who's also quite an experienced coach. He's coached in Russia and has a lot of exposure there. Very experienced man, extremely good player manager, because as you know that a lot of the work happens off the field, between matches, between training sessions, and he has a secret weapon, many secret weapons in fact. He has Jerris Nicholas, who needs no introduction either. 100 matches for the Griquas, and also an experienced coach, respected, loved. And then of course we have Jola Fredericks, who everyone knows. He's an amazing ball of energy, and he brings something very, very special. And we also have Grace, and Grace is our medic, also experienced, wonderful human being, serves well, works well with players and people, just a people's person. And then just very briefly, our management team is also quite special and somewhat diverse and unique, and we're grateful for each and every one of those people who serve, whether it be in coaching or whether it be in our management. We have some additional coaches who have joined recently as well, which I'm not going to announce at this time because they've asked that we do not do that at this point. But we have some very exciting coaches who will be joining us in coming weeks. But to come back to the management, so we have, of course, myself serving as the president, and we have our chairman, who is also an old hand at rugby. People know him well. He's very experienced, great administrator, Petrus Julian. And then we have our vice chairman, who is also a legend, and Randall Geduld, a wonderful, wonderful man. Everyone loves Wimmerie. Randall is just an amazing man, deeply loved, respected. And then we have our club captain, Lawrence Swart, who does so many things for us behind the scenes. He and his wife Annie, the two of them are just wonderful, wonderful people. And then Christian Willemse, he's a player, and he also works with our finances. So he is responsible for the financial affairs of the club, and that's pretty much the team as far as coaches and management goes. And we're quite a formidable team. Again, quite diverse, various different strengths, and all of us together collectively form something very unique. And then there are also others behind the scenes that I have not mentioned, who also collectively help us to make this a very, very special year, and to build on this year as the base for the future. Well, that is $1 million question, because again, historically, I don't think in the recent years we've had many bums on seats. We haven't had many spectators come to watch our games, and that's something we're also looking at changing. I think the very first thing is to make sure that those people we want to come, those people we expect to come and watch our matches, we want them to come and watch their players play. And so the very players from those very communities are the ones that we want to have to come and play, so that their loved ones, their family, their friends can come and watch them play. But that's easier said than done. How do we get them here? Well, physically, as I've mentioned before, physically we actually go to great lengths to get them here by organizing lifts and rides with players and friends and management and coaches. But I think that we're also committed this year to start playing a brand of rugby that I believe will bring it'll bring the spectators. I think it will be something that everyone will want to witness for themselves. And then off the field, we're also looking at activities and events and things that will draw people closer, that will draw people in, so they can come. We're in communication and talks with the union as well to look at a few possible fixtures where we might partner with them, and this is something that's not necessarily confirmed at this stage, but we would like to do things differently and test and see what works and perhaps what does not work and learn from that. But I think most importantly is we want to get those very community players here to play, to enjoy their rugby, to live their dream, get their loved ones to come and support them. And then as we start playing that attractive brand of rugby and hopefully start winning, people will want to come and see for themselves exactly what is happening at the George Rugby Club. Thank you for asking that question, because that excites me. It excites me because I think we all know that without vision, a nation perishes. So if there's no vision in a rugby club, the club will perish, right? So we as management and coaches for this year and beyond have identified a vision, and I'm going to just summarize it to you and then maybe just describe to you what that is about. In short, it is beauty for ashes. It is scriptural. It comes straight out of the Old Testament in Isaiah chapter 61. And that's exactly what it says. We as George Rugby Club want to return beauty for ashes. We know that in the world today, everywhere we go, we do sometimes receive ashes. The world give us ashes. And sometimes people return ashes for ashes. But that is not what we want to do. On and off the field, we want to give beauty for ashes. And the way we treat one another, the way we interact with one another, the way that we give back to the communities, the way that we as players and the way that we as residents in those communities give back, how we invest and how we build human capital and how we develop the individuals in those communities. So this is a long-term plan. And this is something I hope and I believe that will continue long after you and I have said our goodbyes to planet Earth. And so that really is ultimately the vision, is for us to continue to give beauty for ashes. The way we interact with the referee on the field, the way we interact with one another when things don't necessarily go our way, the way we treat one another when we have disappointments and encounter sadness in our lives. We live life. We lose jobs, we sit without jobs, we're unemployed, we lose a loved one, we have people who are sick and otherwise afflicted sometimes, who we need to feel for and mourn with. So we have ashes all the time, but we can return beauty for ashes. And really that is, in summary, what the vision is at the George Rugby Club. And dis hoekom ek wil hê die manne moet kom. Manne, kom speel, kom geniet julle rugby, kom leef julle droom uit, kom maak nuwe vriende. Break the mold. Julle is welkom. Ons verwelkom julle. And you know what? Here's the other thing. We all are committed to treat every single player who come here with love and respect. There will be discipline. We will be firm, because there has to be order, of course. To have anything successful, there has to be order. But there will be love, there will be respect, and we would absolutely love for the players out there to come and live out their dream at the George Rugby Club. Well, I'd say my final message would be that look out. Look out. There are great things coming from this space. Great memories will be made here. History will be made here. I'm not saying that in a boastful way. I'm saying that with absolute respect to all of our fellow rugby players out there who we will play against. But things are changing. This is a new season. It's a new day. It's 'n nuwe dag. En dis waarna ons uitsien. En ek wil hê die spelers moet regtig net hulle harte uitspeel en die rugby geniet. Want die tyd is so kort wat 'n ou daai seisoen in jou lewe het. Ek onthou my skool rugby, ek onthou my klub rugby wat ek gespeel het as 'n jong man in Natal waar ek gewoon het. En nou is daai seisoen vir my verby, maar as 'n nuwe seisoen. En dis die ander ding, ons wil graag hê dat hierdie einste spelers wat hier speel, dat hulle in tyd om te kom, dat hulle dien op die bestuur en dat hulle kom afrig. So we want those very players to come and stay, to make this their home and to come and invest in the club and to come and help to build the club and to come and coach here and to come and serve on the management here. That's really what we want. So ons is reg, kom. Jy is welkom.